Hello, nonfiction and STEM fans. This is Kirsten Larson. I'm the author of Woodwire Wings, Emma Lillian Todd Invents an Airplane, here with another nonfiction or STEM book review. And today I have read If You Take Away the Otter. This is from Susannah Buhrman-Deever, illustrated by Matthew Trueman. So I live on the West Coast, the Pacific Ocean. I'm very familiar with sea otters and the sea otter plights. I've even written about them for some children's magazines. And they're such darn cute critters, but they live in a very delicate ecosystem, the kelp forest, which is what Susannah Buhrman-Deever writes about. She opens the book describing the kelp forest and all the different creatures that live there and the fact that they are so interdependent. So that takes up several spreads of the book, and then she comes to the critical spread where she says, but the king of these forests, the hungriest hunter, is the sea otter. Otters dive into the deep and fill their bellies with fish and clams, snails and crabs, abalones and octopuses, and prickly, spiny sea urchins. And then she goes through this whole scenario. She talks about how the animals are connected, how there's just enough seaweed eaters to keep everything in perfect balance. But there was a time when things became out of balance. She talks about how the indigenous people used to hunt the sea otters, but they hunted just enough that they did not throw the ecosystem out of balance. And I love this spread right here. People do not always understand at first the changes they cause when they take too much. When they took the otters away, the kelp forest began to change. And with that, about halfway through the book, this becomes really like an if-then book, a cascading chain of effects of what happens when you take away the sea otter who prey on these sea urchins and keep their population in check. What happens and all the devastating effects. I think the concept of trying to teach interdependence and food webs and the fact that so many species are dependent on each other and what happens when one little piece of that whole puzzle gets out of whack. This is such a wonderful book to read along with books like Lily Williams, If Sharks Disappeared, If Elephants Disappeared, so that students can see the long-term consequences of what may seem like small changes in an ecosystem. So this book is really, I think it's great for a number of age groups. It does have on each page, there are different there's layered text so you can get some more information. There's different sidebars. So that older readers, there's more information that you can read aside from that text. And there is back matter. She talks a little bit about kelp forest, sea otters, and people. There's a selected bibliography and additional places to go for more information. So this is a great STEM read. I think I would highly recommend it. It's called If You Take Away the Otter by Susannah Buhrman-Deever, illustrated by Matthew Trueman.